Hi folks, welcome back, and welcome if you're new. Got another 8-kilometer walk under my belt. It's hot today. Well, it's going to be hotter, but it's pretty warm right now. And by the way, if you see me scratching and picking, it's because I am actually soaking wet right now with sweat, although there's a tiny cool breeze in this shade. It tickles and itches all the time. Plus, walking through those spider webs in there, and amongst all the trees and the bushes where I walk, I get spider webs all over me. And yesterday I found out that I took home a beautiful little jumping spider. Brilliant yellow with the upper part, with all the legs and stuff, was green and yellow, perfect stripes across it. The body was also a very brilliant yellow. It was really it's just a beautiful creature. It's kind of unfortunate, really, that I took him home. I hope he's doing okay, or she, because it's way out of its environment. So this was walk number 6 out of 9 days. So as I've mentioned before, I walked for 2 days, and then I had to take 2 days off for aches and pains, recovery. Then I walked 3 days, but I found out yesterday that I kind of ached. Yeah, I was just too sore on my feet and my shins. So I do feel it on my shins every time. And I can remember once, several years ago, when I hadn't walked for a long time, I started walking and I was overzealous, and I walked down a really steep hill in Burnaby where I was living. I got shin splints really bad at that time, just walking. And that was new to me because I had been running in the past before that and never had any shin splints. What I do find about shin splints is that if they hurt or ache a bit, then slow down and adjust a bit and keep that at bay, although it persists, like today. If it actually gets to the point already where it feels more like tearing, I have to stop. And then it means recovery for a couple of days. I don't want to get to that stage. However, I'm not at that stage today. Feeling fairly good. Very, very thirsty though. Like I say, my hat and everything is a lot wetter today than the other day when it was cool. Something in the 20s. And right now it's already 30 for sure. It's going to be 35 plus again. I was thinking about how close I am to the road and mapping out in my head another new spot I found extending further on the long side of my walk. And it's a pretty little park. 2 laps around might add another half a kilometer, which means I could skip a half a kilometer at the very beginning of this walk. It might make it a little more interesting. If a person can find something to do during the walk, it can make things go a lot more quickly and obviously more enjoyable. That said, it's difficult for me. I like to walk quickly. So I found that hanging my big DSLR over my shoulder was really quite uncomfortable and interfering a lot. Kind of defeated its purpose and made things a little unpleasant. So changing up the walk a little bit will help. Although I'm not terribly bored. And today was okay, but I know on my last walk I was really wondering about, which lap this was, etc., around the water. Once I finished those laps around the pond, there's really no sort of counting. It's a direct loop with a tiny little backtrack at the end to round up the kilometers. So it's 8.25 kilometers today, good enough to call 8 kilometers. I was thinking about mapping actually, and how I drive straight past this whole location 3 or 4 times every couple of days. I can remember when I could map anything out. I was orientated. You could put me in the bush and spin me around and I had no problem just intuitively knowing which way I was pointed and which way I needed to go. But I don't seem to have that anymore. I couldn't orientate myself when I was on the motorcycle after I'd been walking in here to where some of that extended part was. And what I did find was that this back road that I come out on, and also continues the opposite direction. It goes up and around a bunch of construction trailers. When I was inside that park, I saw them from the other perspective. I had no idea of the proximity of all this. The point being, I seem to have lost that edge. And I noticed when I'm walking through, although it's very dense and zigzagging like crazy, so I never have a good sense of where I am. I know where it comes out. And I can see through it at some point. It nears some sort of main road or secondary road. But for the life of me, I'm not sort of getting that, can't mentally sort of rise above it all and sort of have an aerial perspective, which once upon a time I could do quite readily. And it's time to hit the road. Thanks a lot for coming. I'll see you next time.